So let's start with a big story. Ty Lue, who 3 times this year has left a game mid-game because of a health reason and missed a game in Chicago due to a health reason, is stepping down. Now, they're saying for the time being, so he would come back, going to get healthy 3 or 4 weeks. Now, this morning, I know what a lot of you are going to be saying. It's all LeBron's fault. It's mostly LeBron's fault. It's some of LeBron's fault. Well, certainly this has been a stressful season. And I want to address the fight Thursday. Ty Lue and LeBron got into an ugly, ugly skirmish. It was public, by the way. This was not LeBron, like, passive-aggressive. You can look at the other players on the bench when they're barking at each other. That's like a couple fighting and the kids are looking away. Nobody wanted to be part of this. So a lot of people are going to connect this fight with this move. And listen, if I watch people get into a fight publicly and 3 days later they filed for a separation or a divorce, I would connect the two as well. But I want to address really the whole season for LeBron, because I think what we saw here is happening on a daily and weekly basis behind the scenes. LeBron going toe-to-toe with GMs, owners, Ty Lue, and teammates. LeBron is dealing with something that many of you deal with. And when I say deal with it, it's kind of a cool thing. Many of you have worked at a place for a while and you've had some success. And then you see the company sort of eroding, and at the same time, multiple other companies make you offers. Now, when you're in a company, it's not terrible. You've had success, but you can sense it's eroding. You put up with a lot. You put up with a crappy boss, average management, so-so working conditions, maybe lousy hours. You drive to work and you put up with it. But then when 3 other companies are recruiting you, you don't want to put up with that boss. And you don't want to put up with that pay. And you don't want to put up with those hours. When LeBron in previous years was more trapped in Cleveland, you didn't see these outbursts on the sideline. You didn't see him congratulating himself. You didn't see this constant cryptic tweeting. It's not even cryptic anymore. He just pats himself on the back. Why? Why is LeBron finally, all these years, this week, did he have it out with his coach, knowing the cameras are on? By the way, he's fought with coaches before. He's bumped coaches before. Why was this week the week this happened? Why has this month been the month he keeps patting himself on the back? Why is this year the year that he's had to reboot a franchise? Because LeBron is dealing with what we've dealt with, what I dealt with 3 years ago, what a lot of you deal with. It's incredibly human. We all put up with stuff with an eroding business. But when the Sixers, who have a great young roster, come a-knocking, and when the Lakers, who have a good young roster, want you, and when the Rockets, who have maybe the best roster outside of the Warriors in the NBA, want you, you don't put up with crap as much. You're not passive-aggressive. You're just aggressive. You don't yell at people behind closed doors. You yell at them on TV. I do think LeBron has created an environment in Cleveland where teams are now putting up billboards for him. And like any of you who have worked at a company that starts to erode, once other companies have made it public, we want Bob, we want Jim, we want Susan, we want Kristine. Then all of a sudden, you start shouting at people in public and tweeting stuff in public and patting yourself on the back and saying, I'm pretty good. I am pretty good. You don't do that when you're at a work environment you can't get out of. So do I think LeBron is somewhat responsible for the health of Ty Lue? Yes, I think LeBron right now with all these offers is pretty tough to work with. Now, by the way, he's made it to 7 straight finals. He's the best player in the league. Even during this crappy year, he's averaging in his last month 30, 10, and 10. He's having it's ridiculous. He's in his 15th year. I also want to shift gears. I still want to talk about LeBron, but I want to bring up this. Again, the story is Ty Lue. Ty Lue is leaving temporarily. And LeBron just sort of marches on. LeBron's had a lot of coaches, a lot of teammates, a lot of cities. 15th year, 30, 10, and 10. So LeBron just physically, and he doesn't miss any games. I mean, Michael Jordan had the year, broke a leg. Michael Jordan retired twice. Most great play. Tom Brady missed a year. Magic had the tragic Johnson playoffs. LeBron just coach, players, reboot, cities, teams, just marches on. I have always felt this year for LeBron was inevitable. And I'll give you an example. Is that, think about this. Steve Kerr, Kevin Durant, Clay, Steph, Draymond. They've been together less than 2 years. And they have publicly said, we are worn out. That's just 2 years. LeBron's gotten to the finals 7 straight years. Start adding those playoff games up. It's another season. Michael, after 3, said, I'm going to go play baseball for a couple. Then came back re-energized. This has always been inevitable. 7 straight finals. I watched Shaq and Kobe get to 3 straight, and on their trip to their on their trip to their 4th, they imploded. Pippen and MJ had issues. Phil Jackson and Kobe. Phil Jackson and MJ. This has been inevitable. Kyrie leaves. New GM. Reboot team. Kevin Love's injured again. A bunch of new guys. Houston reboots. Now you got 2 teams you probably can't beat. Multiple teams recruiting you. Remember before last year, I said it would be Andrew Luck's lost season. This has always been kind of LeBron's lost year. Finals. Just say it out loud. Just say this. Finals. 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 Inevitable. We can blame LeBron. That's fine. I don't care. All his fault, most of his fault, some of his fault, whatever. You can line up wherever you want to line. I'm not going to argue with you. I do think this is a very difficult LeBron with multiple offers. When Kyrie decided to go and then Kevin Love got hurt and you bring in a bunch of new guys, this is what happens. I do not think they're going to win the championship. I think they'll get swept by Houston or Golden State. I don't get too caught up in Toronto's having a great regular season. I still think Boston, when the playoff comes around, they'll be pretty good. Great player Kyrie, good player Horford, good young player Jaylen Brown, hell of a coach, good GM. Boston's going to be fine. Portland hasn't lost in a month and a half. That's not reality. Utah hasn't lost in a month. That's not reality. Brad Stevens, Kyrie are good. That's reality. LeBron through the East will win most of his games. That's reality. Golden State and Houston are better than all of them. That's a reality. So again, in review, LeBron's a pain this year. He's got multiple offers, flirting with him publicly. He's been difficult. And that's human. In relationships and jobs, when you get people publicly flirting with you, you demand more from your partner or your business. Just the way that it may be rude, but it is life. And the second thing is, just say it out loud. Final, 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 final. Halfway through that count, Shaq and Kobe imploded. Halfway through that count, Michael Jordan retired. This was going to happen.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.